different. Where's the center? Over there somewhere. Okay. Right. Ooh, this is gonna be really different. Why is that on my screen? Huh. Right. Oh, where did that go? Right. Here we go. Google Earth. How do I get closer? Okay, right stick. Scotland. I don't like the fact that sort of little window appears there. We go up north. There's the Cairngorms. You want to know where I am right now? Right here. Good old Lossiemouth. Next to the beach. So we're looking at geographical features today. That's interesting. I've been there. We're looking for any anomalies. Wait a minute. Can we can rotate? No, we can't rotate. I thought that. No, that button says rotate, but I'm not quite sure what it wants to rotate. Hold on. We can fly. I think we can tilt the Earth if we. Ooh, if we do that. How crazy is that? Hold on. And then we drag with this. And then we can. Okay, is there a menu? There's a menu there. Okay, get rid of that. So this is where I am, around this area, around this park here. Looking, there's the beach. There's the old bridge, going to be a new bridge across there. Look at that. Okay. Ooh. Okay, that's a bit freaky. Is there a charging place there? No, there's a charging place there. There's one over here, somewhere. Okay. We're looking for any coastal features that might be interesting. Let's look at let's pull out and go down the coast and go all the way down towards Inverness here, and somewhere I think out there at the shortest point, going there we can find. Check that out. Now it's a modern army barracks fort, but it's built on top of an ancient star fort. Star forts have these non-right angle corners, which are supposed to be for defense. But, you know, it depends who you ask, what you ask, where you ask. A lot of... Oh, look, there's a golf course. Golf courses everywhere. Golf courses, of course, very good ways to cover up other things. Look at that sandbank there. It's kind of interesting. A lot of castles. There's Brodie Castle here. National Trust for Scotland. What is a trust? Think about it. What is a trust? Yeah. What that is? Will we tilt that? And go in for a closer look. I think that was a fort as well, maybe once. Can't really see there. Oh, look, we got roads coming in. We got like a star shape. We got 1, 2, 3. I wonder why they were built like stars. A lake here as well. That's interesting. Just looking for anything that we can see, which is kind of curious. I wonder what that is on top. I wonder why they got a big space there with nothing else built. Is that a quarry? Right in the middle, so you can't see it from the outside. You only see it when you're in the forest. That's interesting. Okay. Findhorn Beach. I reckon it's probably part of an ancient settlement there, but can't get any closer than this right now. Interesting to see the old airfields. You'll see lots of golf courses as well along the coast. Where are we here? Kinloss Barracks and Airfield. Oh look, there's the mains of Bergie. That's an arboretum and park. I was there last week. And there, that is a very unusual shape. What is that about? Looking for unusual landforms. If you ask me, there's something there, but it's... How do I rotate? That doesn't rotate anything at all. Where is that? That is... Of course, most of the landscape has been... How do I drag it? It's been reshaped. Look at that. Golf courses hide original landforms. How do I turn it around? There's not much you can do with the left hand, is there? Menu, hold to save. Okay. Let's tilt that back up again. Oh, look at that. You come right in there. Interesting reservoir lake area. Farmland. There's something about that. There as well. That corner. What does it say? Does it say anything? Can you go there? Is there a street view? That's flashing. That button's flashing. Why is that button flashing? Oh! Oh! I can sort of... Oh! You can really fly in close like that. Got excited there for a second. Oh, okay. Okay, that's how we turn it around. Which is turning me around as well, but that's okay. Looking for very unusual shapes. Ancient walls. If that... I know this place has got a lot of secret ancient walls. There's an ancient well in there somewhere hidden away. Which is artificial, but quite interesting. Look at that. Why would you... Is it just people like straight lines? If that's an ancient wall, that's not what we think it is. Okay. There's the house. It's huge. And that's been rebuilt several times. What about that area? What's that on? Is there something else there before? I'm pretty sure there's something else there before. The roof is not an original roof. There's something there. Why is that like that? That's a pretty... If that's an ancient wall, which it might be, and that's an ancient wall, and there's more here than people think is here. Really odd sound effects when you move this around. It's really strange looking over the landscape. Is that a wall going down there, across there, down there? What? The fields are strange shapes. Those strange lines over here. What's that about? Maybe it's nothing. So we're just looking at strange, unusual geographical anomalies. There's the landing area. It's the Findhorn Bay. Nice sandy beach. What's that? For helicopters or something. Army bases hide stuff. There's... Is that going to be forests? Okay, so where's what we've just looked at? Where is that? I've lost myself now. There. That's what we just looked at. And forest is pretty ancient. Maybe a golf course somewhere. There we go. That's cut in a strange shape. Quarries often hide stuff. What's around that? Anything? Okay, let's look at forests from above. Oh. Okay, where's the sea? Okay, the sea's up there. Now there's an ancient Celtic stone, which is... That's interesting. Where's the ancient Celtic stone? It's on the other side of Grant Park. There's a tower on top of that hill. Soenos stone. Okay, where's the stone? There. It's going to be hard because everything's rebuilt. That's a strange shape. We're at the center of town. Churches. Church on that hill. Maybe they just built where they could build. Okay. Let's continue. Burkhead. Nice beaches down there. What's that there? It's a beautiful place. Great place to watch the sunset. See if anything was ever there. Let me just check my stream. Okay. Some very old buildings around there. Another golf course. Duffus is ancient. Where's the castle? That looks like it might be somewhere over there. Oh no, wait a minute. Okay, that's Gordonston School, so the castle is here. And I wonder what that strange place was. There, Gordonston is one of the elite schools of the world, secretly hidden away in the forest there. Duffus Castle was the center of something, but I'm figuring that that was probably just because there was a little hill there. There's an earth hill and some no real foundations, so the castle wall fell down. Okay, so here we got another airfield, another golf course. So, Gordonston's got its own little golf course there. Interesting. A lot of caves along the sea there. So this is the airfield. You see anything there? No. I always like to think that there might have been more there around Lossiemouth, but most of this land was flooded at one point in time. A lot of airfields along the coast. There's another disused airfield there. There's another castle somewhere along here. Is it a quarry? What is that? Sand and gravel quarry. Interesting. Where's Dad in relation to this? Where's the road? Where's the main road? There's the main road, okay. Sand. Doesn't look like there's anything there. Spiny Palace. Never really get to see that part. Kind of marshlands. Is there a way to get down there? Oh. Oh wow. See? Wow. Interesting. Ooh, that was a bit freaky for my head. Can't see anything else there. Okay, we're going to it's another airfield. It's the same one, same one. I'm going to take a look at Elgin, which is so built up, it's hard to see anything. Cathedrals are central to any ancient building sites. Let's see if we can see anything here. So, no, that's not really. There's a strange angle. Turning my head to try and see. Does that help? If the cathedral was the center, because they were all built for the purposes of energy and light and healing. It's all gone now, isn't it? It's all just... Where is it? There. I'm trying to have a look. There we go. I'm a little cat. In an ancient graveyard. Where are the towers? You can still walk up the towers over there. Everything got burnt. Everything got burnt. What was it looking at? Hard to tell from here. It's looking at... nothing. Was that straight as... Lost myself. There's the pond. Here we go. Straight is essentially that way. There's nothing there. That's a dodgy design if you ask me. You would have thought that the cathedral would have been pointing at the hill, wouldn't you? Ooh. Well, this one's from the air. It's not even putting me on the ground. Hello, I think that's look at that. Wow. There's a path. Okay. There might be something there. It's all gone though. Angles there, angles there. And then it's just lost, isn't it? There's a strange crossing here. Strange shape. Nothing much else that can be seen. Ooh! That was freaky for my head. So the cathedral's there. Wow, check that out. If there was any other sign of a lot of churches in this area on that street. You can't see anything, it's just a mess. Airfield, another golf course. There's another one somewhere around here. I wonder if there was ever anything here at all. Planned towns. Definitely Focke-Wulf was an ancient planned town. There's Baxter's Gardens. Nature Path. Spey River, that's an interesting shape there. It's just a prominent piece of land, really. That's a very small area there. There's the real lake is over here. Yes. There's the castle gardens. Planned area. Planned obelisk at the center of town. This then? The ancient parts of a castle. It's hard to see under the forest, isn't it? Forests cover a lot of the earth and stuff. went swimming there a long time ago. That's a strange angle. What's that? Where's that? It's way off to the right. There's an ancient tunnel under here somewhere. Interesting shape. Not really anything there though. Should we head down the coast a little bit? Searching for golf courses. Seaside places. The arse end of nowhere. Quite beautiful though. Now where's that castle? You drive along the coast to, where are we now? What's this place? Beyond Finler Castle, here we go. And the ancient buildings that exist around there. You want to go down and have a look? Hold on. Let's see if we can get there. It's not marked. There's a castle there. It's the path down to it. There we go. There's the north of Scotland coastline. Oh. Go anywhere in the world. Where's the bridge? Where's that big bridge around Inverness? It goes over the water there. Takes you across there and then up the coast and somewhere. See when you're, what is it you see? The upper lands. That is a place with no name, right? What is that place? Go up the coast. There should be a giant castle somewhere. What do all these people do up here? Where's the castle? There's a cairn. Dunrobin Castle. Found it. this place out. That's pretty stunning. That's not so nice, but look at that. Lots of plants here now. Probably covering that up. Big place, right? Can you, no connected photos nearby, okay. That's a useful piece of information. They have a falconry center there as well, which is really nice. Meanwhile, if you shoot over there, where do we come to? Meet the Birdhead? Yeah. Birdhead from the other side. Say that there's a lot of wartime stuff under the water here. Let's head back to Lossiemouth. And here we are. I'd like to wish there's more to it than this, but that's it. Everything's been reshaped by man. Where's Duffus Castle? That's interesting. There's Gordonston. That's gonna be next door. There we go. I like this place. On a nice day. Nice place on a nice day. Sort of eerie That's an ancient wall. What happened over here? That is a prominent wall of something bigger. What is on the other side? Built through the path of least resistance. That wall there is pretty interesting. But then there ought to be something here on the other side. And there's nothing here at all. It's a giant empty field. So we've looked at Elgin, we've looked at Forest. That's about it really. Rothis maybe. Where's that? There's a dam up here. Look at that. Where's that? I just screwed my head up. Lost now. Forest. Kinloss. Oh, here we go. Glen Lathrop. Yeah. Just trying to come out the other side of Elgin to get to Rothis. There's a dam there that provides water. Where's the castle? There's a castle on the hill somewhere. There. Golf course. Just a prominent piece of land, isn't it? It's really quite bizarre standing here. Such a head fuck. So we've checked out Fokkerbergs, Rothis. ancient airfield. Must have had a lot of planes up here. And then eventually we're going to end up in Aberdeen. Peterhead. My God. That's mad. Lighthouse. Army barracks. Hard to tell. Where's Aberdeen? The big city. Check that out. My God, that's really detailed and completely upside down. Bizarre position to be in. Just using the natural coastline there, aren't they? They like to put golf courses on these sticky outfits. Look at that. What's that? Like a hospital or something. What is that? Jesus. I'm in the center of Aberdeen. That's insane. It's completely insane. What was that? Someone's gone to great lengths to make that perfectly symmetrical. Only visible from the sky. What's that? Why put that giant building on top of it? What's that? It's all hidden away. What's that about? Where's the beach center? There we go. What's down there? Oh my god, look at this ancient bridge going over the river. Where are we? We got one bridge over here, that's pretty old. And this ancient bridge here. What is this place? What's that about? Look at that. What a great tool this is for exploring things. Golf course, golf course, golf course, golf course, golf course. I once heard there was a giant quarry right in the center. Oops. No! I've just sent myself to the South Pacific Ocean by mistake. I want to go back to Aberdeen. That was it. Okay. Okay. And what was it? Oh, the quarry. It's supposed to be a giant quarry somewhere in the center of the city. Is that it? It's just a housing complex. Can't see anything. Ugh. Why does it spin? Why does it spin like that? Oh, this is freaky. Reservoir. Of course they flood places as well, don't they? Okay. King's Wells. King's Wells, because the king had their wells there, perhaps? It's a nice design. And there we are. Look at Inverness on the other side. Look at that. What a mess. can't see anything. It's just all giant building site now. The most important landmarks are Tesco. It's interesting. There. There'll only be one, right? Do you want to take a quick peek? Look at that. Look at the detail there. It's beautiful. Interesting fields. What is that? I tried to see if there was a line of, see if that goes anywhere, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't really point to anything. Okay, there we have it. I hope you enjoyed this little exploration and tour. Flying through the sky. High above Scotland. There you go. Have a good day. Look out for things in your area. See what you can find. Look for shapes and patterns. Who knows what you might find.